ships bigger than that?
Almost 80. Ship's diesel propulsion plant provides 27 megawatts of power for smooth and flexible operations.
Yeah, I got some fat ships incoming.
Plant has two diesel generators with 6 inline cylinders that can produce 4,350 kilowatts. Two 12-cylinder V-diesel generators with the capacity to generate 8,700 kilowatts, and one diesel generator that can produce
anybody engineering that can tell me what's going on here?
To transport such heavy cargo, both ships Blue Marlin and Vanguard have a special feature. They can submerge 13 meters in the water, filling their tanks with water, which allows them to carry other ships or floating structures. When the cargo is on the deck, the ship's tanks empty, and their decks are raised back over the water surface.
Engineer, but in aerospace. Dude, what the hell, man?
Number 8. Nimitz. These ships are the best aircraft carriers, which have a full load displacement of over 97,000
my
tons,
psy
and are the largest warships of their kind in the world. The first ship, Nimitz, was deployed in 1975, while the 10th ship and the last of this class, named George H.W. Bush, was commissioned in 2009.
Of course.
This kind of aircraft carrier has a service life of over 50 years, and they require just one midlife overhaul. This super aircraft carrier, with an overall length of 332.8 meters and a beam of 77 meters, has a 4.5-acre flight deck, and it can carry 90 fighter planes. These ships tower 20 stories above
90. Dude, these things aren't small.
The water and can accommodate 3,000 to 3,200 crew members, 1,500 air crew members, and another 500 people who are in charge of operating these war giants. Number 7. Oasis of the Seas. A company, Royal Caribbean, hired more than 500 naval engineers to construct this massive cruise ship in just 3 years. This ship also combines luxury and comfort for tourists. It has small-scale ship models, stairs, elevators, mirrors, and an incredible collection of works of art, with more than 7,000 paintings by international artists. This ship is 17 floors high, 361 meters long, and weighs more than 225,000 tons. Hence, it can accommodate around 6,300 passengers, without including the 2,160 crew. Oasis of the Seas is also provided with the latest technology, remarkable engineering, developments, and naval construction. The ship can purify its water and can retract its funnels when going under bridges. During construction, 25,000 square meters of steel, 5,000 kilometers of cable, and 600,000 liters of paint was needed to build it. This ship is a real giant.
Bro, they have a fucking auditorium?
The Seas. It's equipped with 2,700 exclusive suites, energy generators, fresh water and sewage plants, an outdoor amphitheater at the stern, a swimming pool with a water wave simulator, and walls.
You're telling me I could go on a cruise in the middle of the ocean and go surf on the boat? Like, I'm not even in the water that's around me. I'm in the water that's on my boat. Yeah, that would suck, Raz.
Walls made of artificial rocks to practice rock climbing. Number 6.
You got super sick. Oh no, man.
CSCL Globe. In December 2004.
Okay, I've been on one cruise my whole life, and that was to go from Helsinki to Stockholm or something like that. And it was just like an overnight boat.
The ship CSCL Globe with the capacity to transport 19,000.
Oh, by the way, there was this one time when I told somebody in North America I went to South Africa. You know what they asked me? They asked me, "How did you get there?" And I was like, "Nah, fam, I took a fucking boat." like, I was like, how the hell am I supposed to get there? Like, how do you think? Anyways, Anyways, I was swimming, yeah. By walking. Ran to South Africa. Yes, obviously by flying. There's no, like, I can't even think, like, how, you can't even go by land to South Africa. It's walking distance. So that got me curious, actually. You can't, there's no cruises from Toronto to South Africa. There's also no cruises from the coast. So, like, I can't just go to, for example, New Brunswick or something and be like, yo, any boats going to South Africa? But what you can do is work as crew on a boat. Halifax, right? Halifax. And there's no passenger boats anymore, but you can work as crew for 2 months, basically. And it takes 2 months to sail to South Africa. And I'm like, yeah, no thanks.
Standard-sized containers, owned by the
Like, no,
company
thank
China
you.
Shipping Container Lines, became the largest
I'm
container ship
gonna
in
fucking
the world.
take the plane.
This mega ship is as large as 4
Internet, I
soccer
don't think
fields
so.
of 100 meters each. The ship owner company has
Dude,
declared
the
that
thing, you know what's sad? You know what's sad? I can't even imagine how big these
this
are.
massive ship
Like, I literally can't imagine how big these ships are because there's no context. Like, I would have to see one of these things in real life to really gauge how big it is. Because, like, it looks, look at the containers, but I barely know how big a container is, you know? Use elephants. Oh yeah, it's 400 elephants. Christopher Columbus should take an Air Canada, exactly.
has an
Yeah,
overall
you need
length
someone
of
standing the
400 meters
photo. Yeah.
and a beam of 60 meters. This huge cargo ship,
Oh, you really?
which
That's
the
actually really
company
cool,
ordered from
Jake.
South Korean
That's really cool.
shipyards, can carry 19,100 standard-sized containers. And if you put all the containers in a stacked-up manner, they could form a container mountain 5 times higher than Mount Everest. Likewise, this container ship can transport 200 million electronic tablets in only one voyage. Number 5. CMA-CGM. This massive ship, which has an overall length of 396 meters, a beam of 54 meters, and a draft of 16 meters, was considered as one of the largest container ships around the world. But nowadays, its owning company also has other bigger container ships, and other important shipping companies keep developing and launching massive ships to navigate the oceans. The company owning this giant ship that can transport 16,000 containers is implementing cutting-edge technology and bigger equipment to follow the current trend in the shipping industry.
Sorry, what is the meta of the shipping industry? Like, what do you mean by current trend? Like, what is the meta for shipping industry? Like, big, like, bigger, like, get big?
Number 4.
Pay to
MSC
win.
Oscar.
Thanks.
There is a tough race among the container ship manufacturers to get the honorable title for the biggest container ship in the world. The previous ship, CSCL Globe, was the biggest container ship in the world for only 2 months. As of January 14th, 2015, the ship MSC Oscar was launched. Shockingly, this ship is 5 meters shorter than CSCL Globe, even after it beats the CSCL Globe because it is slightly better regarding cargo capacity, which can transport 19,224 containers. It has a total deadweight tonnage of
Oh man, I can really imagine people now, you know? Like, when two companies are building a ship at the same time, they're like, yo, have you heard? The other guy's ship is 300 meters long. How about we make it 305 meters long? Like, I can just imagine that happening.
197,362 DWT and double hull to give extra resistance during the worst meteorological conditions. Even if it is
Oh,
fully
your
loaded.
ship is full.
The ship's superstructure is located at the center of the ship's overall length.
Just add an antenna to the front. This isn't the fucking CN Tower, bro. Yeah, that's true, Haoyun.
Moreover, it has space to accommodate 30 people. The propulsion plant of the ship can generate 16 megawatts of power and move the 10-meter propeller with 5 blades that makes the ship navigate at a speed of 22.8 knots, with an operating range of more than 42 kilometers.
How do they have a float? Good question.
MMsk. The MMsk was the first ship of the Maersk class, as well as the biggest container ship in the world in 2006 when it was launched. The engineers of the company Maersk built a total of 8 ships of this class in Denmark shipyards exclusively for a client during the period of 2006 to 2008. This kind of ship has a deadweight tonnage of 160,000 DWT, an overall length of 397.71 meters, and a beam of 57 meters. They can also transport 14,770 containers. These container ships are propelled by a 14-cylinder engine that can generate a continuous power over 80,000 kilowatts at 102
deadweight
RPM,
tonnage,
which allows the ship to reach surface
so that's how heavy the boat is.
25.3 knots, which is the equivalent of 50 kilometers per hour on land. Number 2. Maersk.
How much it holds? Okay.
This huge ship is currently the second largest container ship in the world.
This is the bridge between Denmark and Sweden, and sometimes you have to go extra fast when you're going through it because you have to fit underneath.
A cargo capacity of 18,270
Apparently if you sail faster, your boat sinks a little bit more, so you can actually fit underneath.
containers. This kind of ship has a deadweight tonnage of 165,000 DWT, an overall length of 399 meters.
I don't know why I know this information.
59 meters and a draft of 14.5 meters. There are 20 ships of this class navigating the oceans on the planet. These big colossal structures are propelled by an integrated system with 2 engines of 30,000 kilowatts
Ships
each
can't belong to
and
500
2
meters,
propellers.
yeah.
The heat
What if you don't? You break the bridge,
saves
yes.
approximately 10% of energy consumption by the main engine.
Just physics,
It is also
yep.
known that this kind of ship lowers carbon dioxide emissions per container by 20% in comparison with former container ships. Number 1. Prelude FLNG. The company Shell collaborated with Technip and Samsung and announced its
Oh damn! Shell x Technip x Samsung. The collab we've all been waiting for.
last project, Prelude. Actually, they wanted to build the biggest floating object in the world. This ship is designed to extract 110,000 oil
Why?
barrels daily. It's being built with more than 260,000 metric tons of steel, which is approximately 4 times more steel than the one needed to build the Golden
This is
Gate
the
Bridge
class
in
we
San
needed.
Francisco. Ship Prelude is 488 meters long, 74 meters wide, and it weighs 600,000 tons. It's designed in such a way that it's prepared for bad meteorological conditions, and it will be able to process and keep the value of the extracted natural gas. Moreover, this ship is propelled by engines of 6,700 horsepower and can even withstand Category 5 hurricanes. This facility will allow the exploration of new energy sources offshore and will be processing around 3.6 million tons of liquefied natural gas per year, aiming to be prepared for the future's growing demands.
What? Like, why? It's a goddamn facility. It's not even like a ship at this point. It's straight up just... It's just like a big ship. Like, it's literally just ego at this point. Isn't it just ego? Like, at this point, is it not just ego? Like, it's straight up just ego at this point. Like, why are we doing this? Just for the flex, yeah. Yeah, they need to make a ship down for the sake of it. Exactly. Exactly. Economies of scale, yeah. Your scientists are so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should. I mean, okay, wait. 2021, biggest ship. Oh, these are just cruise ships.
Are getting bigger and bigger to accommodate an ever-growing demand for cruise tourism. Today we'll be taking a look at the top 15.
No, I just want to see the top one.
10-deck high zip wire, a theater that can.
Oh, this is the Oasis of the oceans, right?
$1.35 billion to build, but it's an astonishing piece of engineering. The ship is 1,184 feet long, up to 215 feet wide, and 238 feet high.
Cruise tourism, yeah.
98 feet longer than the biggest.
Oh, this is
military ship
Symphony of
ever
the
built,
Seas. This is not even
and it's
Oasis.
MMsk class aircraft carriers. There are 18 decks, 16 of which are for guest use, and the ship has a maximum capacity of 6,680
No, I don't think
passengers
cruises are open
and
yet,
2,200
COVID.
crew members.
Yeah,
As you imagine
honestly,
what so
do
many
I even
people
wanna, like, this is definitely not, oh my god, bro.
on board, it has more facilities than any other vessel.
No, this is the Symphony of Seas, this is the one.
A dedicated
Oasis.
children's water park, a basketball court, and an indoor ice rink. There's also a 10-deck high zip wire, a theater that can seat 1,400 people, and 2 huge climbing walls. For those looking for a more peaceful experience, the Symphony of the Seas has you covered too, because there's a park on board that has more than 20,000 tropical plants on display. The ship is also at the cutting edge of technological design, and while it uses fuel, it gets through 25% less than the other Oasis-class ships. This is done by releasing bubbles beneath the hull, which allows the ship to glide more smoothly through the water, and also lessens the disturbance caused by the propellers, which significantly reduces the sound and vibrations that they create.
It has streets, bro! It has streets! Your cousin bartends on that ship, of course. The robot. Oh my god, what? How do I, like, what am I supposed to do on the, like, I guess it's fun, yeah. I mean, I guess there's a certain amount of joy in getting to do everything I get to do anyways on a ship. Like, what else can I do on a ship?
In the competitive industry of cruise tourism, companies are pushing the limits with what can be built on their ships. From
Like, okay, like, I could, you know, I could just do all this stuff in real life, but isn't it a lot more fun if I just did it on a ship?
The amenities on modern-day cruise ships are getting a bit ridiculous. Let's take a look at the top 15 most amazing cruise ships.
Like, I could do it in real life, but it's probably more fun on a boat, right?
Star. Royal Caribbean Cruises are one of the largest operators in the world, and in recent years they've made a point of ensuring they install the most creative and often unbelievable features on their ships.
Oh, that's kind of cool, man. Yeah, exactly, Raz.
Set sail in 2014.
Dude, but like the internet connection out here must be so bad. I probably couldn't play League.
Ships in the world each have an attraction called North Star, and this is truly something you have to see to believe.
Like, I can't play League on this fucking boat.
Inside the pod, then it's lifted up into the air, and then over the side of the ship. With a capacity of up to 14 people, the 20-minute ride raises you as high as 300 feet above sea level, which leads to stunning views out across the vessel, the ocean, or whichever port the ship is docked in. There are, however, restrictions on how it can operate in port or on stormy days. The best time to experience it is when the liner is at sea and the water is relatively calm. Basically, the company has thought of everything in their design of the North Star, and you retain full access to the onboard Wi-Fi, even when you're at its maximum height.
Like, yes, but there's water?
You might think cruise ships have a variety of vehicles for you to be able to play with in port, such as jet skis or glass
Sending you some water in the middle of the ocean, yeah.
The Scenic Eclipse has something far more exciting, its very own helicopter. Stored in a specifically designed cargo bay, the 2 brand new Airbuses H-130s were top-of-the-line choppers when they were bought, and are some of the quietest ones available, meaning the disruption to other passengers and wildlife is minimal. There's also a system inside the cabin which reduces the amount of vibrations that you feel, which leads to an incredibly smooth ride. The company hired experienced staff, including military veterans.
Okay, give me 1 second here. First of all, I've never been on a helicopter. Second of all, oh yeah, we're really, really worried about everybody, you know, having the peace of mind when there's a helicopter on board. But like, I've never even been on a helicopter. I don't even know the difference.
Over the ports that they visit.
Oh really, Texman? That's kind of cool.
You're sure to be comfortable on board. They also provide Bose noise-canceling headsets to allow for easy communication between the guests and crew.
Sponsored by Bose, by the way.
Travel to the Antarctic and Arctic regions. A facility like this really gives travelers a vantage point that until now has been virtually impossible. While there's only one ship in the world that has its own helicopters, you can't imagine it'll be too long before others begin to follow suit.
Dobranoc.
13. Roller coaster.
Hard. Thank you.
Roller coasters were once something that you'd only see in an amusement park, but recently they seemingly started to appear almost everywhere, from backyards to the tops of tower blocks. Now there's even one that's been built on a cruise ship. This isn't just...
Sorry, what? What? Dobranoc, pizza.
Just a small ride claiming to be a roller coaster either, but a full-fledged experience called Bolt. It's the main feature of the Carnival Cruise Line's new ship called Mardi Gras, which was due to first set sail in 2020. Reaching up to 187 feet above sea level, guests are strapped into motorcycle-like cars.
Nah, bro, get me off. I don't think I want this. I'm really not sure I want to ride a roller coaster on which I might get sick in the middle of the ocean on a boat where I also might get sick. Do you guys think that motion sickness stacks? Like, do you think motion sickness stacks?
Shoot around the track at speeds of up to 40 miles an hour. As it's fitted to the top deck, the coaster offers 360-degree views across the ship and the ocean. And to make it even more exciting, riders are able to control the speed of their cars themselves. There's even an added competitive edge too, with lap times being posted on a board after the race, so everyone knows who's the bravest of them all. As the first ship-based roller coaster in the world, Bolt is certainly unique and innovative. And it's
as the first roller coaster based ship in the world. So you're gonna tell me one day we're gonna have like themed cruise ships. We're literally just gonna have themed cruise ships. Like a ship-based roller coaster, yeah. My god.
Inclusion will surely force other operators to up their game and begin designing coaster tracks of their own. Watch this space.
Like, who asked for this though? Like, literally, who asked?
Because it's surely just the beginning of a new trend of amusement parks.
No, I don't want this to become the next meta for cruise ships. I haven't even been on a cruise ship yet. Hey, Lunchbox, I'm doing well.
Go-karts. Go-karts are often people's first experience of driving a vehicle, with thousands of tracks around the world. It's highly competitive too, with the majority of the planet's top race car drivers beginning out as karters, and it seemed like only a matter of time before a cruise ship company found a way to build a track on the top deck of a ship. In 2019, Norwegian Cruise Lines announced that 3 of their ships would be fitted with one, and on their flagship, the Encore. The new custom-designed track actually transitions across 2 decks. Called the Norwegian Encore Speedway. It's 1,150 feet long, has 10 turns. There are even 4 parts that hang up to 13 feet
Thank you, Lunchbox, and thank you so much, Son of Timo, for the gifted subs. Thank you, guys. You gotta get a sub. Make sure you're thanking them, okay? You guys are awesome. We're just watching world's craziest ships.
Race around a ship. Race sessions last for around 8 minutes, and there are extra features to get spectators involved too.
Yo, we should take Twitch chat on this. That would be awesome. There's 1.3k people right now. If we can fit all of Twitch chat into a cruise ship, and then we can do predictions for things like go-kart racing.
For example, an observation deck with a laser gun.
Yeah, I'll pay for you guys' tickets. Yes.
Give it a temporary speed boost. The tracks on each of the 3 ships are different in their own ways. On the sister ship, the Joy,
one big toxic ship.
blazing with the Italian manufacturer's signature red coloration throughout.
Yeah, the roller coaster will be fun.
Since they first opened, the company said that
Twitch chat IRL
are their #1 onboard activity. There are continuous queues full of kids and adults alike. Number 11, Surf Simulator.
Mr. Beast paid for it, yeah.
So large, they're almost like floating
Subs get helicopters.
Huge amounts of research and technology are involved in their design to ensure they're stable and comfortable.
Are they just pouring drinks there? Oh, bro, you know it's a Scandinavian ship when they pour drinks out in the open like this. This is actually like a thing they do in regular Scandinavia.
On the thrill of catching a wave, Royal Caribbean has the answer.
Yeah, you're getting paid after when anyone wins, yeah. Oh my god.
4-foot-long surf simulator designed to appeal to everyone, from complete novices to experienced professionals. The first time you get on, whether you're planning to surf or bodyboard, you're given an introduction into how the simulator works, how to ride the waves, and according to the team behind it, how to fall, because eventually everyone falls.
You can just do this in person,
there are
you know?
actually 220 flow rider surf simulators around the world. The Royal Caribbean is the only company that takes them out to sea.
Oh wait, what? There's not that many in the world.
Private lessons are available for those who
Why
want
don't they
to
just go
protect their
surfing? Honestly, like, why are people going surfing in the middle of the ocean on a boat? Like, aren't they in the middle of a boat? Like, aren't they in the middle of the ocean? Like, is there no surfing to be done in the middle of the ocean? like, I mean, you are literally in the ocean. I'm sure there's not that many beaches. Like, I'm sure there are beaches kind of close to you. Surely you'd be able to surf.
Since the wave strength can be customized, they are suitable for people of any age.
You can surf to safety, yeah.
Years of their lives. With experiences like this available on board, who even needs
well, I mean, they're not that far off from the beach usually. Fear of drowning is a real thing. That's true. That's true. Yeah.
The ultimate abyss. Cruise ships have for a long time featured swimming pools on their decks, and most of them have several water slides to increase the excitement. Royal Caribbean, however, has taken this a step further with the introduction of the Ultimate Abyss, which is a slide like no other. The attraction is installed on all of their Oasis-class ships and is made up of two 216-foot-long slides that run parallel to each other. Beginning at the sports zone on the 16th deck, they twist and turn all the way to the boardwalk on the 6th deck at the back of the ship, with riders reaching speeds of up to 9 miles an hour on the specially designed mats. Of course, there are surprises along the way, as the slides are completely enclosed and run through dark tunnels. Inside are flashing lights and an audio system that plays music and mysterious noises, which combine to create an experience like no other. Even the entrance is designed to get you
imagine getting dumped to the ocean. That'll be fun. Hope you're having a great day, Timo and Lunchbox.
The full 100-foot drop of the slide beneath you. Despite seeming
imagine just getting eaten into the water. Dude, I know there are motors in the back, so you can't just get eaten into the water. And also, if you're around the water, you actually get sucked under. But, like, imagine if you just got fucking eaten into the ocean.
And to be enjoyable for everyone, so there aren't any vertical drops or truly terrifying sections.
It's okay.
And once you emerge out the other end,
I hope your day gets better than okay. Hope your week gets better than okay. Well, I'm late to Ellie. You're supposed to go sleep 2 hours ago. Now we're watching this, yeah.
Skyride is a human-powered monorail-like attraction that was originally designed for installation at land-based venues, but since being installed on several of Carnival's cruise ships a few years ago, it repeatedly won awards for being one of the best features available at sea. It's made up of a track that takes twists and turns around the ship. Riders sit on specially designed bikes, which they pedal to move along.
They're strapped in tight, the route goes surprisingly high,
and makes use of space that would otherwise be left empty. The track at points extends beyond the width of the ship and suspends riders more than 150 feet above the sea. It's easy to install without needing to sacrifice any other attractions. It gives guests a unique view of the ship and the ocean.
No idea what's going on with the ship.
As of January 2020, the Skyrides on 2 of Carnival's ships had accommodated more than 350,000 people, traveled a combined 67,000 miles.
Like, why am I riding a bike on a boat in the middle of an ocean? I'm biking in air. I'm not even normal. How do you think of this? Somebody was extreme. Somebody went into a meeting having done a little bit of 420. And he instead of just wanting to admit that he was a little bit doing 420 and wanted to go home, he just started out spitting ideas like this one.
Buffet dinner you've had the night before. And has become one of the reasons why Carnival ships are some of the most popular in the world.
More like us.
We are constantly adding more people to the Top 5's production team to bring you all the best content. Be sure to subscribe.
No, honestly, this guy was probably just really not sober.
Ropes course. If you've ever been to summer camp or virtually any visitor attraction in a forest, then the chances are you've either tried or had the opportunity to go on a rope course. Usually, these see guests traversing rope bridges and swings that are suspended in the treetops. But Norwegian Cruise Lines has come up with a different approach, almost giving the guests the opportunity to feel what it was like to be a sailor in previous centuries. Their rope courses take people on tours across the top levels of their vessels. They're available.
Like, why? Why are we doing this?
On the company's
just why?
ships, and each one has been designed differently to offer
This was dope, but like, how did they think about this?
40 and 100 obstacles, which includes suspension bridges, zip line tracks, even planks that reach 8 feet.
Yeah, I heard they're making it Titanic.
Guests are, of course, strapped into harnesses and must follow a predetermined path of
rails. I've never been on a cruise like this before.
Guides are located throughout the course to assist anyone who's having difficulties with any section, and to ensure everything proceeds as safely as possible.
To have some fun, I guess, yeah.
Your thing, then be sure to board the Norwegian Escape. It's the only ship in the fleet to have 2 precarious planks that veer out over the edge. And also, the longest...
So they really wanted you to feel like, you know, when pirates were thrown off ships, the plank? Yeah, you can walk the plank in 2021. Hey Kirby, thank you so much for the 10 gifted. Thank you. Appreciate it. I've never been on a cruise, but I think it'll be really fun. I guess, like, honestly, it looks really expensive, but looks fun. Guys, you gotta get yourself from Kirby. Make sure thanking him, okay? They are fun, yeah. Sea of Thieves in real life.
Rope course in the entire cruise ship industry.
I mean, I guess it's the flex that you're doing it in water, you know?
Water coaster. First built on the Disney Dream in 2011.
Your expectations are really high now? Same.
Fantasy in the following year. Aqueduct is a water coaster that's designed by the people behind the rides at Disney's amusement parks, the Imagineers. It was the first and still the only water coaster to be installed on a cruise ship, and at 765 feet long, is supported by a series of 46-foot tall stilts. The entrance can be found at the water parks of the ships on Deck 12, and the track is made out of transparent acrylic. Riders sit in inflatable rafts and are carried up the beginning of the ride by a conveyor belt. You'll see the ocean and the ship through the tube as the raft is launched into the track, which goes 12 feet over the side of the ship and is 150 feet above sea level.
I still want a ship that eats you straight out into the ocean. Anybody in chat want one of those? I just want a ship that literally goes... Yeah, this ship has more attraction in your town. Yeah, I just want it to be like thrown into the water. That sounds really fun.
They're used to push the rafts uphill at crazy speed.
So just go to a water park. Nah, but like it'd be funner in the middle of the ocean.
5-foot-long rapid section, and then finish
like Russian roulette. Yeah, catapult it in.
The experience feels like a roller coaster, even though it's a boat ride. And despite being over,
it's more fun when there's sharks. You can't swim. Oh, I'm pretty good at swimming. I've actually swam in open ocean too. So
Carousel Lounge. Since being founded in Montreal in 1984, Cirque du Soleil has become one of the most renowned live performance companies in the world. With numerous shows that tour the globe, several residencies in Vegas.
Don't tell me the Cirque du Soleil in a freaking ship.
From a show, it can often prove difficult to get your hands on tickets to see one.
Yeah, this is true. I tried getting tickets, but
unless you're booked onto an MSC cruise on one of their Meraviglia class ships. On board, they have a custom-designed theater called the Carousel Lounge, which is built in conjunction with Cirque du Soleil, with all the technology and apparatus needed to stage performances. There are 4 ships in total, and on each one there are 2 unique shows that
But like, you could see this in person, no? Yeah, snorkeling is fun too.
Were designed, all with their own music, costumes, choreography, and artists.
But like, you could also see this in person.
LED screen, a rotating stage, a retractable staircase, and various other tricks and surprises. It's been a massive undertaking and took more than 4 years
but like,
of planning,
you don't need to see it in a cruise ship.
Show that would work no matter the sea conditions that the ship was passing through at the time. Number 5, Bionic Bar. We've all been frustrated when we found ourselves waiting too long at a bar to receive our drinks. But there's no complaining at the new bars on Royal Caribbean.
This is what we need.
Instead of being staffed by expert
you get into the ocean. Yeah, that's the point.
Created by robotic arms.
Got you, fam.
The Bionic Bar.
Yeah, exactly, dude. That sounds like Titanic to me.
You find on any cruise ship. Guests are able to order their cocktail or mocktail of choice on a tablet, and then watch as the robot arm select the drinks that are suspended from the ceiling.
Yeah, you can do all this on land, but it's better to do it on a boat, I guess.
You're not limited to the drinks on the menu either, and can instead request a custom drink. And you're never left in doubt as to how long it'll be until yours is in your hands. Electronic displays around the bar shows who's in the queue and which order is being prepared, while they also provide information such as which drink is currently being made, the ingredients it uses, and how many steps it will be until it's complete. There are human workers on hand too, just in case things go wrong or there's spillages to clear up. But if the success of the Bionic Bars on the Quantum-class vessels are anything to go by, we could be seeing technology like this being used in more land-based venues very soon. Number 4, Virtual Balcony. Cabins on cruise ships aren't where guests tend to spend most of their time, but offer the perfect place to rest and unwind after a long day of taking in the sights and making most of the facilities on board. For those that can afford rooms with a view, the windows look out across the ocean with spectacular vistas. But there's a large number of interior cabins where this simply isn't possible. In the past, guests would just have to make do with feeling like they're boxed in, but Royal Caribbean has developed a new technology that affords everyone with the same experience. On some of their ships, the interior staterooms have been fitted with virtual balconies, which are 80-inch
Yeah, this is true, Kevin.
that
Yes.
virtually cover the entire wall from the floor to the ceiling. These can be used to project live images of the outside of the vessel.
Those who can't
or
afford the
customized
floors,
images,
yes.
depending on what the guest wants. If you're taking a
Bartender's
nap
a
in the
bad
afternoon,
word
you can
currently.
set it to
But
show a
yeah, it
sunset
might be quick.
or a
I don't know.
nighttime scene. Well, if you want to keep the party going through the night, you can choose for the virtual balcony to display the midday sun. Number 3.
Yeah, that's true.
Rock climbing.
Redomsko.
Ever
Yeah.
since Royal Caribbean first put a rock climbing wall on one of their ships, the feature has become so popular that
You're
they've
figuring
gone
for
on to install
claustrophobia?
them on
Yeah,
every
that's
other
why I
vessel.
wouldn't remove the window, I
You
think.
may be looking forward to climbing an actual rock face on one of the islands.
Yeah,
that you
boat
visit.
is way better than my
There's no better
house,
way to
for sure.
practice, learn how to climb, or perfect your skills than on an artificial wall. They've got you covered no matter your skill level. The 30-foot walls have a variety of different paths, from beginner routes to expert difficulties.
Okay, I feel like if you're selling me a ticket on a cruise ship, like the climbing wall is probably not gonna sell this to me, you know? Like, I mean, it's cool, but still.
Shoes. There are experienced staff
Yeah, we
members
can
on
get
hand
rid
to
of
give
slow
advice,
mode.
training sessions, and whatever other help you may need. The walls aren't
Virtual
just there
cruise
for
on a cruise
recreation
ship, yes.
either. The ship
Like, some
hosts
of these
regular
things are just so
tournaments between
unnecessary. They're
guests,
just for, like,
divided
literally
into
just
those
trying to
for
get
advanced climbers
people,
and
like, the
novices
very
across different age
niche
groups.
people
They
in.
host speed runs and challenges, and host challenging advanced climber sessions for those who really want to test their
Oh, wait,
abilities.
I have 3-second slow mode.
Number 2, race car simulator.
Oh, God.
For most of us, the only time we can drive in a vehicle at high speed is when we get onto the freeway or have an opportunity to take part in a track day. But the majority of people will never get the chance to see what it's like in the fastest race cars on the planet.
Yeah, driving on a boat. You don't. There's actual driving on a boat, too.
Like the real thing. The Norwegian cruise line
Exactly, I
realized
see
that a lot
you.
of their customers
Yeah.
would love an unusual
They
experience.
have
like this.
everything.
So they commissioned a
Yes.
specialist simulation company to build a Formula One simulator for their ship. the Norwegian
Hardcore
Joy.
cruisers.
This isn't just a basic game we're talking about, but the type of simulator that professional drivers practice in, and it took a huge amount of research and investment to develop. They began by purchasing a Williams.
Yo, guys, what about this? What about this? Dobra noc, Seku. What if I wanted to drive a boat on a boat? Can I get a boat simulator?
W31, which was the exact vehicle that
Shit, I'm
Nico
doing really well
Rosberg
today.
drove in the 2009 championship. It was converted over 8
I wanna
months
do
to mount
that.
it on a frame that simulates the G-forces involved. Along with
Yes,
full
I want
functional
to
force
drive
feedback
a boat
steering
on a
wheel,
freaking
pedals that
boat.
can be adjusted
That would
for
be
the user's
awesome.
height, a full suite of surround sound speakers, and a 235-inch screen that's made up of 24.9 million pixels.
Some of these seem so
Custom software
unnecessary.
projects faithfully recreated Formula One tracks onto the display. It was all done in collaboration with the engineers from the Williams Formula One team to ensure it's as lifelike
We're
as
thinking like a
possible.
billionaire.
It's an
How can I
incredible
waste my
system,
money
one that
the
would be
most
fully booked no matter where
effective
it was
way?
installed in the world. The fact that it's on a cruise ship
Yeah,
makes it
exactly,
all the more
Mets.
impressive. It just goes to show that the only limit of what you can do on board is the imagination of the designers.
Yeah, the designers who are.
Indoor skydiving. Skydiving is the most popular extreme sport around the world, but not everyone's able to
Sorry,
jump out of a
what?
plane and jump down towards the ground with only a parachute to slow down their descent. In recent years, this has led to the development of indoor skydive centers, which make use of powerful system of fans to create an updraft. So anyone who walks out across it will be lifted into the air.
Why?
This is as close to the sensation of skydiving as you can get without doing the real thing. The venues have become increasingly common, so much so you'll even find
Yeah,
them
you
in
can do
some
that on
shopping
land
malls.
too, but like.
They do, however, use a huge amount of power and involve some heavy machinery. So it was a serious feat of engineering when Royal Caribbean announced the inclusion of an indoor skydiving facility on each of its Quantum-class ships.
What? Dude, they literally just took every single thing you could possibly do on land, smacked it onto a ship, and was like, okay, let's go. Dude, we should get into one of these and cannonball you out of it. Oh, I see us for you. They've gone too far.
Done in partnership with Rip
I
Curl
guess
by
you can look
iFly.
at the beautiful
Guests are given
ocean
flight
while
suits,
you're floating
goggles,
in
helmets.
there.
They're taken through the same training process that those going on a
Game
real
design going
skydive
crazy,
would.
yeah.
Sessions are
Yeah,
done
that's
with
fair. There's a
10.
few, probably a
Once
few
everyone's
popular
had
ones
their
around
safety briefing and
Cali,
instructed on how to make the
Timo.
most of the experience, they're invited to take their 60-second turn above the fans. It's simple to get going, and most people, by the end of it, are ready to try and start performing a few tricks of their own, too.
Paradrap
Feeling
into the
like
ship
you're
as your
falling from a plane
entrance.
is probably the last
Can't
thing you
get him
expect
out
to
of ships the way I
experience
want to
while on a
die.
cruise. But anything's possible. Especially now, companies have become so competitive, trying to convince customers to go with them.
Dude, can you imagine? Cruise ship meta is so fucking, like, cruise ships are now so, what's the word for when it becomes, it's so saturated now. Okay, the cruise ship market is so saturated that the meta has become not about the cruise ship itself and not about like the places they go, but about what stuff they can stuff onto their ship.